Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Today we have a very, very special sequel episode for you today.
So it's going to be like that?
Oh, it's going to be like that. We're acknowledging it from up front. A lot of you, if like longtime fans will know that like episode 6, we did an episode called A Stream of Consciousness. And as you see by the title, this is a stream of consciousness too. We waited about 121 episodes. We felt like that was an appropriate time. We always intended to do this.
Give it a good break.
Right. It was intentional from the very beginning, and don't believe it's not. So we're doing another one, a stream of consciousness. We're just going to get in here and chop it up. We need a break.
Yeah, honestly, no, it's just like we always come in here with a topic, and it's like it can be a big undertaking to do like rigorous preparation and do all this study and then like constantly think of what are we going to talk about on this one? What are we going to talk about on this one? And I was just thinking, I was like, bro, what if we just like get in there and just like talk as friends?
Yeah. And so, yeah, which is like, you know, always, but we're the type of friends that'll sit and talk. Honestly, most of our friends will like sit and talk for hours and hours and just talk and have a good time. But also there have been like, there's at least on for me, there's like been some things kind of like on my mind lately and some things like weighing on me that might not like fit into like a structured, you know what I'm saying? Like a structured, it wouldn't like fit the theme of an episode, but I still want to talk about. So,
also, in addition to that, that's a very good point. Like, there are a lot of things that may be on our mind that we want to talk about or we want to like flesh out. But you know, when we're doing a topic on Gnosticism or you know, Pinocchio by Guillermo del Toro or some random topic, I mean, we are kind of pointed to where we just have to talk about things that are outside of like actually what we're going through. So
and up front, real quick, big thank you to one of our patrons, Flag and Slayer in our Discord. He sent us these lovely gifts. He sent me this. Oh, and by the way, I want everybody to know and Flag and Slayer to know, because I haven't even gotten a chance to thank him, you know, personally yet. Thank you. This is amazing. The crazy thing about this, I haven't even told you this, Alex. This book, when I first pulled it out, I couldn't really tell what it was. It's kind of vague. It's called The Immortality Key, The Secret History of the Religion with No Name. You know, that doesn't necessarily say exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. After reading the back, though, it's about like ancient Greek Christian mysticism. Because, you know, like, what'd you say?
I said interesting.
Yeah, it's really wild, but it's particularly wild because over like the past few weeks or like a month or so, I've specifically been thinking about this. Mm-hmm. Because you might, so like the modern predominant religion in Greece and amongst like Greeks around the world is Christian Orthodox. You know, it's like their own kind of Orthodox Christian belief system. But I was like thinking recently, like, okay, how did we go from a pantheon of powerful mystical gods to like Christianity?
Oh, just like generally like Greek culture.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a big leap.
It's strange to me. It's really strange to me. Another thing that I've been thinking about is like, did that whole like kind of belief system and thought system of this pantheon of gods all representing different aspects of nature, like, did that just dissolve? Is there no one out there that believes in that kind of, you know, thing?
Yeah, I've always wondered that too. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is like getting into exactly that. So I don't know how Flag and Slayer,
like the in between you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I imagine it's like anywhere you go around the world, man. Like you go to a place like I just went to Mexico, right? It's very there's a lot of Catholicism there, but then you see notes of like the local indigenous beliefs. I mean, where I was in Puerto Vallarta, everywhere you walk around, it's the shamanism, the peyote worship or whatever. It's like, I imagine it's probably the same in parts of Greece where it's like, sure, it's Christianized, it's modernized, but they probably have elements of reverence or worship to some of these like ancient, you know,
practices,
Greek specific practices.
Yeah. Like I just like kind of peeked at the table of contents and there's like a whole chapter about how they used ambrosia or like mead, you know,
right.
or like early types of beer and stuff as like a pseudo psychedelic. They would, they would like do these rituals with it and involved it, and everybody would like drink it and whatever. And they had, like the whole Dionysian rituals and like, shit like that. It's like they're getting drunk and they're tripping and they're finding out crazy mystical shit.
You know
what was that?
This is drinking. They're getting drunk. You have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem.
Okay. No, but that just made me realize that people do that today. They just don't think about it as ritualistic.
Oh.
Like, what is going to a club, dancing to music, and getting drunk?
That's a Dionysian ritual.
Well, I mean,
kind of.
Or a multiple culture ritual.
Yeah.
And nobody's like, oh, I'm going to ritualistically get drunk tonight.
Yo, you know what, though? When you start listening to the French disco club scene in the 90s, that's just Gregorian.
Yeah.
Remember the song I showed you?
Yes.
Like
the chanting.
They get it.
Yeah,
they get it. Yeah.
If they're sipping on some...
can you imagine, like, being in the medieval era and like going to a disco and it's like beats with like Gregorian chants?
No, that's what I fantasize about.
This is a real kind of music. I listen to it.
Yeah.
We know, right? He's like trying to convince us it's real.
But there's listeners too.
Yeah. You're right.
They don't know what I listen to.
I forgot that this goes out to people.
Yeah, it does.
I forgot. You're right. We did.
Look up Sadness by Enigma.
That's the one?
Yeah, that's a secret deep cut like amongst the Bledsoe family. That's one of our favorite, most cherished and just loved songs in our family.
One more time, please.
Sadness by Enigma.
Sadness?
Like Sadeness. Back in the 90s, my dad had... Let me find the exact version, because there's two versions of that song.
Just play a little bit of it into
you're right.
It's Sadness, parentheses, part 1. It came out in 1990. It's like some French disco song. But no, it's funny because in the 90s, my dad had one of those CDs that you buy off the TV. It was called...
You remember that? The CD off the TV.
Remember they used to sell CDs on the TV? It was called Pure Moods, 1997. Mm-hmm. And it had a bunch of... It had like Enya, X-Files, Remix, just like a bunch of vibey music. I guess he saw the commercial and he bought it. And when we would go on road trips, like he'd be playing the CD over and over. And that song was on there. And it's just like a legendary meme in our family privately. I recently let you guys in on it for the first time.
Oh, yeah, just within the past few months. It's honestly a bop.
It's a bop.
It really is a bop. And when we tried to find it the first time, it was like impossible. We couldn't find it.
Because there's like a part 1, a part 2. There's different versions of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yo, another thing that I want to talk about real quick is our new server in our Discord.
Thank God, because I wanted to talk about that too.
All right, yeah.
I've talked about it on full disclosure, but this
Let
is
them
different.
know.
Bro, it's you're talking about Valheim, right?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, dude, we for the last 2 weeks. So Nick, for the last year maybe. How long have we had the Discord? About a year, right? Was it this year or last year?
2 years, right?
No, it can't be 2 years.
Maybe a year and a half.
It was last March.
Okay.
We're coming
I
up
believe
we're coming up on 2 years.
Well, this coming March would be
2. Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It flies.
It really does. Yeah, so for about a year now, we've Nick has at least had at various points he's had a Minecraft server, which has done well. I personally am not a Minecraft player, so I can't get into Minecraft. So I've never really been involved with it, But Nick and several of the patrons in the Discord have played Minecraft off and on for the last year. So Valheim recently came to Xbox, and I was just like, dang, like that'd be really cool. Or rather, Blake.
Blake mentioned it.
It was Blake.
Dude, it was like right after we started the Minecraft server, we do it in seasons. So we'll put up a server, leave it for a few months, and then once people get bored of it, we'll take it down, and then later, a couple months after, we'll do a new season, whatever. We started this newest season, and Blake was like, yo, I've never played Minecraft, which, by the way, Blake, you're insane. In 2 weeks, he learned more about the game than I've known in over 10 years. It's unbelievable. But
by the way, who Blake is?
What do you mean?
They don't know who Blake is.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Blake Powers. This is our buddy from high school. I mean, I think I might have even known him in middle school, but definitely high school. There's this infamous story about one of the first bands that Ryan and I were in, watching The Watchers. You can't even
well, you
call
say
it.
We were in.
Yeah, no, you can't.
We created it.
And then did nothing with it.
Because we were kids.
Because, we were children. Well, we did a couple things. What we did was we cleaned out a shed to put Ryan's drum set in. Uh-huh. And then we made a design for a T-shirt that never came out.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting that you might not remember? Casey drew the design, and then Blake digitized it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes, he digitized it.
He would be the dude to do that. Like for just because.
I know. So there's this like hilarious picture of the day that we were cleaning out the shed. We're all like standing around Ryan. Ryan has a cast because you had broken your wrist or...
I broke my arm.
Yeah.
Broke my radial bone.
And Blake is in that picture. So anyway, Blake, after high school, moved to Florida.
I haven't seen Blake in like 13 or 14 years.
It's been a long, long time. But I mean, we were close with him in high school. And dude, out of the blue, a few months ago or something, I get a message from him on Facebook out of nowhere. Hey, man, just want to let you know I just finished listening to every single episode of your podcast, beginning to end, in the last 2 weeks. And
listened on 2 times speed.
Yeah.
Through them.
He listened on 2 times
100 plus
episodes. And he's like, it changed my life. I love it so much. I love what you guys are doing. I'm proud of you. And like that meant the world already. But then he joined the Discord. He's like one of the most active people in there. He's just amazing. You're the best, Blake. Anyway, we're doing the Minecraft thing, and he's like, hey, man, you play Valheim? And I was like, yeah, totally. I have like 200-something hours in Valheim. I've played a lot of Valheim. He's like, sick. I have 3,000 hours in it.
It's 1,350.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's probably 1,400 now.
13. Okay.
He showed me on his Steam Deck.
Yeah. So I'm like, I've played a lot of it. I have 200-something hours. He has like 6 times what I have. And he's like, if you ever wanted to start a Valheim server, I'll start it.
Yeah, so then next thing you know, I started talking to Blake. I was like, dude, no, we played Valheim one night. And then the next day, I was like, Blake, let's do it. And he was like, okay. And we set up a server. So that's what we've been building the story to say is like for the last 2 weeks, we've actually been playing Valheim with, we've got like 10 plus people up in the server.
Yeah.
Massive Viking lodge. Like it's a lot of fun. It's one of the funnest times I've ever had, honestly. Just playing with the people who have our backs and support us and listen to the show, and it's just like good vibes.
I'm honestly, yes, it is. I'm loving just the like dichotomy or the, just the feeling of like chilling in a video game with a bunch of like people who love the show.
Yeah.
And, they want to talk to us. We want to talk to them. This just gives us like a really easy way to do that. Like, we already sit around and play video games for hours. Might as well play it with freaking, our people. I
already have thoughts too, like, because Valheim won't last forever. Like, where can we go from there? I was thinking, bro, like, when GTA 6 comes out, we'll have to do a BSS gang online.
Yes.
Oh, and my God. Yeah, we'll make a BSS gang because there's those lobbies can be huge, like 50 players, at least on GTA 5. I don't know GTA 6,
right?
But how funny would it be if we had a BSS gang and we like ran servers and like
no, we go out there with no weapons and we enlighten everyone.
Oh, that's true too.
No, let's do the gang.
Blake even had a funny idea. I was talking about. So long story short, I went to Florida last week to visit my sister Emmy and my brother-in-law Jack. And it, like we were just saying, it's just total synchronicity. Like we haven't talked to Blake since high school over 10 years ago, and he happened to live like 30 minutes away from my sister. So I visited him. We hung out one day, like the whole day, and it was a great time. And I was telling him that I was like, dude, I've been having so much fun with Valheim. And then the GTA 6 trailer came out like the day before. So we were talking about GTA 6, and I was like, dude, how funny would that be if we had a gang on GTA 6? And Blake made the joke. I'm not aware of this. Like, I don't know that much about GTA lore, but apparently there's like a religious group in there. It's like a meme, but they like worship the light. And he was like, how funny would it be if we were like, acolytes of that group in the game?
Yo, you know what? I mean, if we're going to do that, like it's going to be 2 years before that.
Oh, I know.
So let's just start it.
I'm fantasizing.
Let's just start it in GTA 5.
Bro, I am so down.
Come on. You need to finish the game, Ryan.
Huh?
Yeah, I should.
Hey,
I've never beaten the
Grand Theft
campaign.
Auto 5.
Never beat it.
Me either.
Bro, how have I have beat this game 4 times.
But it's like one of the only games you've ever played, though.
Yeah,
to be
it
fair.
really is.
I probably played 1,000 video games.
But I just want to take this moment that
Seriously.
I have played this game and y'all haven't.
Okay, hold up. That brings up an interesting question, Alex. Have you played Red Dead Redemption?
Yes, I finished it. Finally.
The second one?
Yes,
Yeah.
Red Dead 2. I haven't played 1, but I played 2.
1 is old, bro.
Yeah, 1's old. But
15 years old.
2 is the prequel to 1.
Right. It is.
Right.
So, I cried at the end of that game.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's very.
The game is immaculate. I got to the end. I never beat it, but
dude, it's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
The story is amazing.
Oh yeah.
And I just am a sucker for some cowboy stuff.
Of course, we know. If they made a Red Dead Redemption that was about surfing or something like that, like, I mean, you'd probably never put it down.
All I'm saying is that if I had a button to go back to 18 whatever and be a cowboy, like full blown be a part of that gang that you play as, I'd probably hit that button.
Well, okay. This brings up an interesting question. Now, would you hit that button even if it means leaving everyone you love behind?
Yes.
Well,
oh my God, this man didn't hesitate.
I have a better option though, because like literally me and you could just like schedule a Saturday coming up where we get together and we do like intimate Yellowstone role play.
Oh, that's not where I thought that was going.
No, me neither.
Where did you think it was going?
Like play Red Dead 2 together.
And when I say intimate, I only just mean like no one else is invited.
Sure.
That's all I mean.
Sure.
We're the only ones in the room.
No one's believing
and we
that.
role play like we're characters from Yellowstone.
Right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to say yes as quickly.
You might still say yes, but not as quickly.
You don't like that idea? Dang.
I like it.
It's not that I don't like the idea. I'm just not going to say yes as quickly.
Oh, God.
I can get a yes out of you.
Listen,
I can squeeze a yes out of you.
Oh, my God.
Now you're talking about squeezing intimately?
It's just metaphorical.
I don't know, dude. Anyway, I just picked up GTA 5 on Steam.
That's right.
It was on sale for $10.
All right, so have you started playing the campaign?
No, I haven't even touched it yet.
We've been playing Valheim, bro.
Yes, honestly, we've been playing Valheim, and I don't think I've been playing anything other than Valheim.
I haven't wanted to.
I'm not trying to get in the way of Valheim here, Nick, but I need you to beat the game before Ryan does, so then we can gang up on Ryan and make him finish 5.
What, GTA?
Yeah.
How long is the campaign? Like freaking 50 hours?
Like it's really not that long.
Yes,
it is.
Game,
it's long.
It's a big game.
Don't try to say it's not long.
Okay.
It's huge.
Maybe it got shorter on my 4th playthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you beat a campaign, you know the through line of all the main quests, and you can just rush right through it. Like, playing Skyrim 12 years later, you could barrel through the story in no time.
To be clear, I'm just talking about the main storyline, and when you get done, you're like 58% done.
Right.
And then there's another like, what?
Wait, so you can just rush through the main storyline?
Yeah.
I'll just do that.
And there's like all the side quests and stuff that add to the percentage, just like Red Dead.
Most games are
you
like
get done
that.
with Red Dead and you're like 78% through.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then honestly, the whole GTA Online thing is really sick.
Yeah, we make a gang. A BSS gang.
Yeah.
Or Motorcycle Club.
Or that too.
Oh my God. The other day, this is so ridiculous. I can't believe I saw this. This was maybe yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday. My brother, my dad, and I were driving. We went to go early in the morning before we started work. We went to pick up a washer for my grandma.
Nice.
And we picked it up, and on the way over there, I saw a biker church. It's called Freedom Biker Church.
I know about that.
Here's the funniest.
I know people that went there.
Really?
Uh-huh. I don't want to say. But.
Sure, yeah. Here's the funniest part. We passed by it one way, and we only saw one side of the building. And I was like, we were losing it. We were like, that's a biker church.
It's real, bro.
Oh, yeah. We were like, what is a biker church? We were just joking, just cracking up about it or whatever. And I was joking like, dude, there's no pews or seats or anything. They just drive up to the altar and whatever, right?
Dude, that would be sick.
Wait.
That would be sick.
On the way back, we saw the other side of the building. There's no doors into the building. It's only garages.
No way.
And, dude, the building is not that big, and the garage doors are massive. I'm thinking...
So you're right.
Yes, I'm thinking they literally...
You just drive in.
Drive in, park, turn the bike off, and listen to the sermon.
Honestly, I would do that.
But I was also joking, like, instead of applause, everybody just, like, revs their engines real loud. Yeah. But a biker church.
That would... I gotta
go.
go.
Biledsoe said, so biker church is what we're going to do in GTA.
Hell yeah, bro. But we'll just do episodes of the podcast, like live.
Yeah. Live for nothing but bikers.
Do you remember?
Oh, dude, that would be a sweet Patreon thing to do.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I'm serious.
No.
Because you wanted to do, what was it?
BSS Fest?
No, virtual reality.
This is getting out of hand.
BSS Fest online.
Listen, this episode.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
That's where we're going to hold the first BSS Fest is inside of Grand Theft Auto 6.
I have always wanted to do some sort of virtual thing. Like, remember we were talking about like Minecraft. What if we did an episode of Minecraft? That was just a primitive idea.
No. Well, you wanted to do the what was it called? The VR.
Yeah.
In VR episode. I'm just saying, maybe for a Patreon perk down the road, we could do a virtual episode.
Yeah, do you not? I thought you had a VR thing.
I do.
I thought so.
But I don't really have anybody else who has one too.
Is it a Quest?
Yeah, Quest 2.
Oculus
The Quest 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can do the whole like meta thing and you could go in
Yeah,
there.
but it's like just me going in by myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, I still want to do something with that. In my mind, it's like nothing's ever closed.
Yeah.
We can always revisit
it. Or we could do Nintendo Golf episode.
Oh my God. Alex. I can only hear you talk about doing Nintendo Golf so much without you actually going and doing it on the internet before I get furious. Look at your shirt.
I stumbled onto the Nintendo Switch subreddit on accident.
Oh, bullshit. On accident.
No, the Switch Sports, subreddit.
Right.
And I was scrolling through the homepage, and there's only one guy on there who's better than me at golf.
No.
Wow.
But I also hear that you go online, it gets harder.
Hey, I bet on GTA I could snipe you, dude.
I bet you could, man.
What is this?
I bet I could snipe you, man.
Oh my God.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Like, Valheim is, since playing that game with the Omis in the Discord, I have not wanted to play another game.
No, yeah, me too. And I just honestly am loving the vibe of getting in there and playing games with all the
It's
homies.
a vibe.
Yeah. I want to keep doing it. And honestly, like whenever the Valheim thing kind of dies down, which hopefully will be a while because it's a lot of fun right now. Like hopefully we'll just jump right into another game.
Yeah.
And we'll just keep doing that. And we could even get to a point someday where we like officially schedule it out and make graphics.
Blake had that idea. He was like, y'all should have some sort of
a schedule.
Yeah.
You can have a yearly schedule like showing what games we're going to be playing what months, or it doesn't have to be the whole year. I don't know, something like that.
I thought about the Lego Fortnite thing, but I was like, I don't know, because it's too similar to Valheim.
It's very similar.
It's like the same thing.
It's pretty sick though. Like I don't play Fortnite, but that was awesome. I saw the trailer and then my nephew Jonah was like, "Hey, let's play it." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." Basically with Jonah, if he tells me he wants to play something with me, I'll just
anything.
I don't care what it is. Even if he told me like he wanted me to play regular Fortnite with him, I'd be like, "All right, I'll play with it." He's my little nephew, I'll play whatever. Bro, that kid had me playing Roblox, bro.
No way.
Straight
that's
up.
in VR now?
Really?
Like recently, yeah.
Okay.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about the applications of that.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. It's also kind of scary because like it's mostly children. Like,
yeah, true.
Yeah,
I've never actually played Roblox.
But you know what's funny is we were playing like because basically the way that Roblox works, I guess, is like there's no like one version of Roblox. There's no like base version of Roblox. It's like people make different games to play within it. And there is currently the most popular like server in it is a One Piece game.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, like, dude, it's Roblox. Like, don't get too excited.
Right.
But for Roblox, it was like kind of cool. Like, there's like 100 different devil fruit powers that you can get, and you have to like find them, and you actually have to sail to all the islands.
That's cool.
You get to choose to either be a pirate or a marine. Like,
that's cool.
It's kind of
that's cool.
Yeah, the gameplay is like obviously like so clunky and basic, and visually it's a nightmare.
It looks like little Legos running around.
It looks worse than it looks like if like my 4-year-old niece made Legos out of Play-Doh.
Bro, obviously, our buddy Jacob, shout out Jacob. He
love you, boy.
He has a daughter, obviously. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying because the listener is no
sure,
clue,
yeah,
but yeah, when she was younger, she loved Roblox, and it was funny, man. Like anytime you'd be at Jacob's house, like just staying, and he'd be like, "Look at what she's playing,"
and it's always horror.
It's a horror Roblox game.
Yeah, yeah. That is
horror specifically.
Always. That's 1,000% Jacob's daughter.
It's hilarious.
Like
just walking in, like seeing it, like that's funny, man. Good memories walking in on like weird Roblox games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, I wanted to kind of just catch up with you boys and just see how things have been lately.
I've been good. I never got the opportunity to thank Flag and Slayer for my book.
Oh, please.
Because we did your book. And you never showed your crystal. He also sent us each crystals.
Right.
I'm not sure. I think this is amethyst. It didn't say. It was just in there.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like it to me. At least chevron amethyst. But I got an amethyst crystal and 2 books, actually.
He sent me a Campo del Cielo meteorite, which is like a meteorite that fell like 4,000 to 6,000 years ago. It's crazy. And Campo del Cielo, I guess, translates to field of heaven.
Wow.
Which is unreal. This is just like a tiny little piece of a 6,000-year-old meteor that fell to the earth.
That's cool.
Thank you, Flag and Slayer. That's
I got
so
these
sick.
2 books. I got The Thinkers of the East by Idris Shah. It's a book on Sufi teaching, which is esoteric Islam. I thought that was pretty cool.
Dope.
And then I got In Search of the Miraculous, The Teachings of G.I. Gurdjieff. Remember on our Mali episode, she was talking about Gurdjieff a little bit. Mali, Beyond Back from the Borderline.
Yeah.
This is a classic exploration of Eastern religious thinking and philosophy. So that was cool. Like he handpicked what books and what crystals and it was a really thoughtful gift.
That's the first thing I said. Like, this is such a thoughtful gift. It's crazy. Like, it was so thoughtful. He even knew like the specific niche of thing that I was trying to read about.
So thoughtful that I didn't get left out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Bro, even the cats got gifts.
Yeah, he sent our cats gifts.
I got a similar book to Ryan, the Tales of the Dervishes, so I can't wait to figure out what that's about.
What'd you call me?
Similar gift to Ryan.
Similar
book.
You said Ryan D. You heard that, right?
No.
It'll come out later. It'll come out later.
I didn't hear it.
And then he also,
you heard
I didn't get a
right?
crystal, but he sent me a ancient Roman coin, a Constantine 1. So
that is
stoked about that.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, how can I wear this?
Oh, dude, actually, I know a guy in Fayetteville who, this is no joke, he has a business turning ancient coins into jewelry.
That's cool.
I'm not kidding. Actually, you know Tommy.
Uh-huh.
That's his dad.
Oh.
His dad
I
does
might
it.
hit my jeweler
Dude,
up
he
and
makes-
see if they can do a little.
He's made like multiple members of our family rings out of Greek drachma coins.
Nice.
Like
that'd be a cool necklace.
It'd be sick. Yeah, so if you want to like turn that into a necklace or something, Alex, you could even get that like set into a ring.
Ooh.
That would be crazy, dude.
That would go hard.
That would go so hard. Like a tiny little.
You'd be like, kiss my ring. It's Constantine.
It's just the energy that you said that with. Kiss my ring.
I'd make you guys do it when you walk in here.
Well, I'm sorry if I said it weird. I'm just a little famished of energy after our intimate Yellowstone role play.
Okay, that didn't happen though.
It was the thought. It was the thinking.
He's been sitting over here thinking about that the entire time.
Yeah, because you think about it so much, it becomes real.
Right? Did you say it's draining?
Yeah, physically.
Oh, so you're over there physically exhausting yourself, fantasizing about you and Alex playing Yellowstone role play.
Intimate Yellowstone.
Oh, sorry. Intimate.
No, but
Yellowstone role play.
it's just like
It just means we're alone.
Yeah, it's just semantics. It just means no one else is invited.
No.
You guys are not interested. Dude, you're not invited.
Dude, the language is so intentional, and you know it. Don't act like it's no. It's not semantics. You chose those words specifically, and now you're choosing more words specifically. You said you're exhausted. You're depleted. What did you say?
I'm depleted
He
for
said
sure.
famished.
Famished. That means there's a hunger present.
I've basically excreted all my stamina.
Okay, dude.
Oh my God.
Are you for real playing the semantics game with me right now and you're using words like excreted?
It just means like to shed something, you know?
Shed is not as wild. To be fair, you're getting better. You're slowing down.
I've been shedding my vigor.
Okay. All right, dude. You're leaning back into the shit, okay?
I mean, you know, it's just the way it is, and I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change.
The way he's looking right at me when he said that.
It's intimate. It's intimate. You have to look. That's the first rule of intimacy is eye contact.
When role playing as cowboys from a TV show,
but
you do realize that those cowboys are in modern times, and you didn't even notice that.
If we're gonna role play as cowboys, it's not gonna be modern times.
So it's not going to be Yellowstone.
No.
Well,
No.
fine.
It would definitely have to be.
But
RDRP, baby.
If you want to do it like an Arthur and Hosea kind of thing, or like an Arthur and Dutch thing, then it wouldn't be as quick of a yes.
I was thinking more like Jackie and Jimmy.
Who's that?
It's just me and him, our cowboy versions.
Where did those names? Wait.
I called Jimmy.
One of them is named Jackie?
Yeah, and Jimmy.
Okay. Jackie and Jimmy are probably the least. Yeah, they're probably the least cowboy names I've ever heard of in my whole entire life. Jackie and Jimmy. That's like you could have picked like Timothy and Fred.
What?
I mean, yeah.
And those are like that.
It just came to me in that moment,
Dude, those are probably just as far off.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
If a cowboy rolled up to me and said, "Yo, my name's Timothy," I'd be like, "You're fucking lying."
Yeah, but if he came up and said Jimmy, you would feel more convinced.
Jimmy, yeah, I'd say yeah.
Jimmy and Jackie. Are you brothers?
They're not brothers.
Okay, they're not brothers.
They're very close friends.
How close?
I mean, I don't want to get into like the privacy of what they do alone,
Okay. So they're just even insinuating that there is privacy and there needs to be a bubble.
The point of the intimate role play session is because no one else is invited. It's like, why would you invite people that don't understand what you're doing?
Right.
They would judge.
Of course. Yeah, of course. And we can't have that in our intimate Yellowstone role play.
Well, we scrapped Yellowstone.
Yellowstone's out, dude.
Yeah.
Stick with
the
it.
RDRP. It's the red
RDRP. Okay. I like it, man. You got look, I want to see you manifest this into real life. I want to see this happen.
Next thing we post on Instagram, we have cowboy hats.
Yeah. Do we have cowboy hats in the building right now?
We do. We have the Christmas ones.
Yeah, hang on.
Because we might could go ahead and act this out.
We can. Actually, we should.
You want to act this out?
Yeah, you're going to have to dig up in there in the prop bin.
Let's act it out.
In the prop bin.
Honestly, dude, what better episode to try something like this out? Nobody's watching this.
Well, this is just a taste.
Nobody is watching this.
No, they're watching, man.
Yeah.
and this is a taste of what is to come.
Okay.
This is a taste of what is to come.
Okay.
On the Green Boys.
Well, have we announced that?
No, and we don't have to.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's a taste of what's to come.
Right on by it.
Yeah,
a taste.
that's okay.
A taste.
Let them give more to the imagination.
Okay. Is there a part for me to play in this or no? I'm not invited because I don't respect the intimacy.
No, you're invited to this one.
I'm the voyeur.
You're the what?
Sorry, I meant to say viewer. Not voyeur. That's different.
I don't know what you're talking about there, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm just talking about viewing. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, bear with us for a second, folks. We're suiting up. This is all for you. Let's just remember, this is all for our lovely viewers. Okay. Let me give you guys a setting. Let me give you guys a little intro here.
How do you keep it on, man?
Here we go. Shh. Quiet on the set. Okay, here we go. Welcome back, y'all. The day was cold. The night was colder. And two lone cowboys found each other on one another's path. Could they find refuge within one another? Let's tune in and find out, partner. We come in on our two cowboys, Jackie and Jimmy, passing one another on a crossroads.
Jimmy. I found. Wait, what accent do we have?
No. Commit.
Oh, okay. I found this dazzling crystal that reminds me of the gleam in your eyes.
Why, thank you, Jackie. That's a nice looking crystal right there.
It's nice and thick. And round.
That looked really nice in my saddlebag here.
What do you say? What do you say we tie up and hog tie and rob this motherfucker?
I think that's a great idea, Jackie.
Let's take him for all his pennies.
You're You're going to find that harder.
So you thought it was like that. We're actually hard cowboys, bro.
You're hard as fuck.
Oh, man.
We're hard as nails.
You guys are so hard and intimate. you guys are hard as nails and intimate.
We're hard as nails, bro.
Yeah. Is that as far as it goes?
I think that's
and then we rolled into the bank and got shot.
And that's the end of the story. That's the legacy of Jackie and Jimmy.
That's the ballad.
The ballad of Jackie and Jimmy. Wow. Honestly, fucking bravo, boys.
Yeah. That took a lot out of me.
Thank you.
Well,
that took a lot out of me.
yeah, let's keep the hats on, though.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Let's keep the hats on for the rest of the episode.
It's the shamanic art of acting.
No, Alex. Put your hat back on, buddy. Come on. You gotta embody. Wait, so I gathered from that he's
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah, he claimed it. I'm Jackie.
He's Jimmy, you're Jackie. I'm the ever-present voyeur.
Well, oh no, dude. You're
the voice.
Brokebacky.
You're the voice in the
That's my name?
What do you call you?
Brokebacky?
That's your name.
Brokebacky the cowboy?
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Wow, dude.
He said that's terrible.
That's terrible. Okay, now you just made it really difficult to like get into a serious conversation, but you know what? I'm glad that it happened. Let's have a real serious conversation with these hats on
Okay. That's my favorite thing to do is wear funny hats.
during serious situations.
Yeah, because just during life. because I feel like it
Hang on, I'm noticing a little southern drawl coming out of you wearing that hat. He says just during life.
Yeah. I love wearing a funny hat because it makes me think of like the garden gnome or the village wizard or it just kind of like cuts through the BS and just establishes you right there as being in a different plane from everyone else.
No, I feel that.
It sends a message.
It does. It sends a message.
It's kind of like when you're in the ancient city of Venice and they're throwing a masquerade.
Okay. Continue. Sorry.
Wait, but what do they do?
And you get to be your true self because no one knows who's who.
You're talking like that too. What's happening right now? The two of you are literally like becoming cowboys in front of my eyes. Hey,
I've always been one, partner.
All right. Okay. You're a surfing cowboy. Hang 10, brother.
Yeah, we have a whole other surfing thing going on that y'all.
Hey, it's weird that you brought up Venice, though. That's kind of a synchronicity because like 2 nights ago, Casey and I were watching One Piece. And we just got to, because I went back and I'm watching it with her. I'm currently in Dressrosa, but I'm watching with Casey right now Water 7. She just started Water 7.
Hell yeah.
And if you guys have seen it out there, Water 7, the actual island, is based on Venice. It's based on Venice, Italy. Like, it's all the water canals and the waterfalls and all that. Like, they take.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion of being there one time.
You went?
Venice is overrated.
Okay, please, actually, I'm curious because this is what happened. We're watching, and I told Casey, I was like, this is based off of Venice, Italy. Yeah. And she was like, hang on. I'm not kidding. She said this. She said, Venice is a real place?
No way.
I swear. She said, Venice is real?
No way.
You don't have to do Casey like that on air.
Dude, it's facts. I'm sorry. I love you, baby. But she straight up said, I don't think that Venice is a real place. And then I looked it up, and I found... Did you know that Venice was built in like the 400s?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'll tell you.
A lot of Europe is like that.
Yeah.
Way old.
So people are concerned about Venice's foundation, but Venice's foundation is built out of wood. And so all of the buildings and the streets and everything underneath all of that is like ancient wood. And what's crazy is when the wood and the salt from the salt water combine, it like fortifies and makes the wood stronger.
Whoa.
Yeah. So anyway,
wait
the
a
city
minute.
floods.
You're telling me?
I'm telling you what the guide told me.
Okay, continue.
So don't come at me.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just learning. I just want to learn.
No, I'm open to questions.
I'll give you some questions.
All right. So let me tell you a Venice story.
I think Green Boys is going to be great.
It's going to be great. Yeah. It's gonna be great.
All right. So we pull up to Venice. We get off the train. And we have, set the scene. Me, my now fiance, her mother, and her father. So we're all there. We're going to be there for like 2 weeks. We got a ton of luggage, okay? We've got to find where our hotel is. And we get off the train, and immediately we're getting haggled, like attacked. Like, let me take your luggage. Let me put you in my gondola. Like, blah, 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 $50, $100, whatever. And the guy would not get out of my father-in-law's face. And he's like, dude, we just got off the train. Give me a minute. And the guy kept pressing him. So my father-in-law was like, all right, fuck you. And we're carrying all of our luggage. And what he meant was Alex is carrying all of our luggage.
Yep.
So all these canals and stuff, there's bridges. And the bridges go up, over, and down. And it's not like a long, slow bridge. It's like vertical up, then vertical down. Stairs. Okay? So I've got everybody's suitcase. And it's 98 degrees and humid. So we get off the train and we're 2 miles from our place and like 14, 15 bridges.
What time of year was this?
It's summer.
Okay. So it's hot as fuck.
I'm carrying all of these suitcases up and down, not complaining, up and down, up and down.
You're complaining.
I'm drenched in sweat. Everybody's taking their time. Somehow I'm walking faster than everybody else. And I'm like, dude, like, where's this hotel? So up and down, up and down, up and down, pouring sweat. We get to the thing. We get to the hotel. We get checked in, get up to our room, no power. They do cycling power outages, so I had no air conditioning.
A lot of Europe's like that too.
Yeah. So
no air conditioning.
First of all,
the buildings are stone.
Poor taste in my mouth. Then go downstairs, have a couple beers in the air conditioning. We're back to normal. So other than that, I just had a couple bad entrees.
Why did you say it like that, dude?
Yeah.
Like what? What'd you eat?
Like the squid ink and polenta. It's like black squid ink and like a rice cake.
Wasn't yummy?
No, it wasn't the best. And I'm not going to hate on anybody.
Okay, now this is something I really need to know. Does it actually stink?
What, Venice?
Yeah.
Just in general?
It notoriously is supposed to smell awful.
I mean, it probably does.
I'm sure it smells bad. I don't remember being like, ugh.
Right. Did
Like
you
New
take
York
any
City.
of like
I'm also gross.
Did you take any of like the gondola rides or anything?
Yeah, I actually did take one. That's cool too. What I learned about gondola pilots, captains, whatever, is you can't just like show up and be like, I want to be a gondola driver. You have to be born into it, literally. It is only a certain lineage that is allowed to pilot gondolas.
Huh?
So you are basically born, your dad does it, and then you're trained how to do it from like age 12 or 13, and then off you go.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
That's kind of really like special.
Which is interesting because Italy is famous for their glass exports. So they have like very decorative glass work.
I thought they were famous for The Godfather.
I mean, that too.
Yeah, that's the second.
I thought they were famous for gabagool.
Yeah, that's the second and third highest export. But the glasswork, and they're having a lot of trouble because no young people want to learn glasswork. So it's a dying market. It's a dying breed. They can't find young people who want to come and be apprentice glassworkers. So we sat through this whole thing, and then they tried to sell us like $15,000 chandeliers and shit. Oh, we'll ship it home. We'll ship it home. Like, yeah, I mean, if I had a place to put a $15,000 chandelier, I'd probably get it. But I don't. So,
bro, when you get off the plane in Mexico, no one warned us of this. Of all the people that recommended we go vacation at this specific place, no one warned us that the moment you touch down on land and you get off the plane, they pressure you into going to presentations for timeshares.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I got scammed out of $50.
No.
But dude, it was like 14 hours of flight. You're exhausted. You get there, you're like, yes, I'm finally in Mexico. They have like trays of tequila, and they're like softening you up, giving you like little shots of margaritas and tequila,
Jackie.
and they're so friendly. And they go through like, yes, Jimmy.
Oh my God.
what do you say we wrangle up these stallions and go get your $50 back below the border?
That's a lot of money.
I think that sounds mighty fine as long as I could ride behind and stare at your hair in the wind.
You drive a hard bargain, Jackie.
The curls make it all worth it, Jimmy.
Sorry to cut you off.
Do you use that shampoo?
That shampoo. Right, because it's just been invented.
Yeah.
Right. It's just been invented.
It's just been invented.
I don't use any of that newfangledy stuff.
What do you wash your hair with then?
Grease.
Grease.
What kind of grease?
Horse grease. Horse grease and manure.
I was outside tending my carrots the other day and I tripped on a dinosaur bone. Because we're in the West.
Right, of course.
Dinosaurs ain't real.
Could you imagine someone in the 1800s being like, dinosaurs weren't real?
Yeah, ain't no dinosaurs in the Bible.
They ain't none.
I wonder if cowboys had the Bible. I'm sure they did.
They had the Cowboy Bible.
They they definitely had the Bible.
I'm sure they had the Bible.
Of course
I never have thought about that. Like, did cowboys have the Bible? You know?
You want to say it a few more
I
times?
cannot keep this thing on.
Cowboys had the Bible.
Yeah.
I think they definitely had the Bible.
That's actually a revolutionary thought process.
Is it?
I've never considered it. You
What
don't
is it?
see it in the games. You don't see it in the movies.
Yeah, you definitely see it in the movies.
I don't really watch cowboy movies.
I've seen a lot of them.
I don't really watch
I've seen
them.
a lot of them. Shout out to my grandpa. Ever since I was little, he'll be like, come over, we're watching Western movies. And like, I've done it as recently as maybe, well, before, it would have been before COVID, because, you know, he has an autoimmune disorder, and so he can't be around people too much, especially when that was going on. He was like, everybody stay away from me, you know? But I mean, right before then, I went over there and we watched 310 to Yuma.
I've heard of it, never seen it.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's awesome. There was a really old one, and then we watched the newer one too. He's always been my Western buddy.
It's
Nick,
just
Nick, you asked me how we were doing. I want to know how you're doing.
I'm doing all right. I'm doing well. I wanted to hear from y'all first, but that's okay.
I'll tell you.
I'll go first.
I'll tell you.
Tell me.
I'm not feeling good.
You're not?
No.
Okay. Why?
I'm a bit under the weather, but I just got back from Maryland.
You're feeling sick.
I'm feeling a little sick, but it's okay. I'm here, and I don't like Maryland too much.
Why?
yeah. I don't.
It's just cold, man.
Oh, was it brick?
Yeah, I didn't go outside much. It's probably why I'm still not feeling good.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
But it's okay. I got some cool things done. I went to school and stuff. But if you live in Maryland and you like it, that's cool.
Yeah, Alex just went to boating school, dude.
Yeah.
Mrs. Puff, man.
That's what I was Tell me you got her
She's
number,
looking
dog.
good, dog.
Tell me you got Miss Puff's number.
Tell me.
Let's just say I puffed it.
If only, people would literally kill. People would sell their soul for a chance to rizz up Mrs. Puff, bro.
That's true, dude. That's really, honestly true.
And I did it.
You did it.
I need
You did it.
pics.
I mean,
Pigs?
I need proof.
Oh, you did rizz her up?
yeah, totally.
Damn.
I mean, if anybody could do it,
Right, you would be the one for sure.
you know.
Yeah.
If anybody could do it, it's you. What about your like emotional, spiritual state? How's that been lately?
I don't know.
Really?
I mean, I've been doing good, like feeling good. Haven't really been paying a lot of attention to that. Just kind of been
Duck down, just
going hard,
yeah.
grinding through life.
Mm-hmm.
Not in like a bad way, just like things got to get done, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I feel you.
Really, just wishing I was a cowboy, and But I'm excited to read this book that our Omi got us.
I am too. I'm actually really pumped to read this.
And
this is going to be the next thing I read. I'm currently rereading Rick Rubin's book, the Creative Act: A Way of Life, and it's a quick read. So when I'm done with that, I'm gonna read this. It's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
I've been pretty good. I mean, it's just like, same old. And there's been stuff that it's always getting more and more intense. There's stuff behind the scenes that we've been working on, the family, stuff that's a little too soon to talk about, but that stuff is really well. Otherwise, generally, can't really complain. Just been trying to focus on like my health and like my wellness and things like that, and just trying to keep like a positive attitude. And sometimes it's easier than other times, just like with stressful stuff going on, and a lot of really cool stuff's happening, like Dad just went on this huge podcast that
Danny Jones.
Yeah, and it's already got like, I could see what it's got, but it's a lot.
Yeah, we looked last night and it was like 600,000 or something.
Something.
Which is huge. I mean, I think that's got to be the biggest podcast numbers as far as him being on somebody else's podcast.
It's at 615,000. And then Danny personally told me that the podcast app was at, when I saw him over a week, it was almost 2 weeks ago I saw him, week and a half. it was at 70 or 80,000. So we're looking at close to 700,000 views.
Yeah, that's insane.
On that one episode Dad did. And like we've seen a big difference from it. You know, and that's exciting. It's always exciting when that kind of stuff happens, when we get these big surges and these big spikes and we get to get the story out there. And let's just say that like we're working behind the scenes really hard to get it out there even more so. And for anybody out there who's curious about something we may be working on, just go to Amazon.com and take a look at the cover of Dad's book, and you might see there's a change to the cover. So
that's facts.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
facts.
Interesting change to the cover. How about you?
I've been feeling all right. I don't know. The reason I asked is because I feel like the past few weeks, like all of my friends are stressed.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you think it's just that holiday crunch time?
It might be. I mean, it's going to sound funny, but Mercury is in retrograde.
That doesn't sound funny though.
It is. I mean, it is. And particularly lately, people have been like super stressed out. I definitely have. I don't know. I feel like the past like month or two for me has just been stressful. It's dealing with like the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like trying to, like we come to Wilmington and it's always like the vibe is on 10. We have so much fun. We're around our people. We get to do this show, which is like so amazing. I feel like this show really like does like revitalize my spirit just doing it,
Yeah.
For whatever reason it is. I love it. And it's amazing. And then getting back home and, just getting back to the mundane day-to-day stuff. It's just tough. Like just trying to like survive. I feel like, I don't know. I'm currently, and I'm very thankful to Blake. He's actually helping me try to find a new job right now. It's a lot of that kind of stuff. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of my previous jobs, I'll get them. And then after like a year and a half, 2 years, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with it. And I'll just hop to another thing. And it's like the money is never great. And that's just like perpetuates the stress. Cause when you like can't meet your bare minimums, it's like, I could be 10 out of 10 mood and super happy and then whatever. And then I get a notification that my bank is overdrafted, and I'm like, my entire world comes crumbling down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like little things like that. And I think I'm just finally realizing that I have to, like, in order for my inner self to be able to be uninterruptedly like positive and charged and flow naturally, my physical body has to step up and take care of like meeting my minimums and meeting my needs. And like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times my head is up in the clouds. I'm not thinking about the world like around me. I'm thinking about
That's a good point.
Crazy spiritual cosmic, stuff.
I want to add to that because I've struggled really bad just generally for the last 2 years we've been on the podcast, and we've known collectively that this is what we want to do, like, forever. Yeah. And the stress there that we have internalized is like, how can we get this off the ground to be a successful stream of financial abundance so that we can do this and live in our dream. And it's like, we do this because we want to help people, we want to entertain people, enrich people's lives, but really teach them, really, really cool stuff and really out there spiritual stuff that they're not finding anywhere else. Let's just be honest, with what we've been through and all that. But my point is, like, I've struggled really bad with like, how do we do that the right way, the pure way, the humble way, and for a while, I mean, I felt like, man, we don't deserve money.
Yeah.
But I've come to realize, like, I think every human being on the planet deserves money. And I think, like, from the perspective of higher forces, like, we're so conditioned to live in a state of scarcity or in a state of lack. But I feel like you can't truly be happy or thriving or joyful until those basic needs are fulfilled. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like, I get exactly what you're saying. Like,
it's weird. It's like
the stress of giving our all to this, but then having to suffer to do the mundane stuff to actually pay the material bills.
Exactly.
Well, why couldn't we do this and it provides some source of, sustenance for us, and we have more to give. And
then it's like, in the meantime, because we've been doing this almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
In the meantime, that whole 3 years, my mentality's basically just been like, I don't care about money. Money's stupid. I don't need it. It's like everything I'm reading is all about like anti-materialistic, like let everything go and all this stuff. So in my mind, I'm like, who needs money? That's lame. Whatever. I'm just going to go keep doing the podcast. And I know that eventually like that's going to be the thing that takes care of me, which I still know that it will. Mm-hmm. But now that we're 3 years in and I'm like still stressed out of my mind, I'm having this internal battle now of like, I need money.
It's the system we're in. It's the world we're born into.
It is. Yeah.
You have to.
It's been this internal battle thing where I'm like, should I be like chasing more money? Should I go and chase more money, or should I just be happy with what I have and like, just make it through until the universe brings something to me, or whatever. But specifically over this past week or two, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think this is like kind of like a test where my physical body needs to intervene in order to help nurture, because like I said, every time one little slip up happens, which happens a lot when you don't have a lot of money, anytime one little slip up happens, it's like my whole spiritual world, everything crumbles down.
Yeah.
And I'll even say, over 3 years of this happening, it's a lot of buildup. It's like every time it happens, it feels a little worse, and it feels a little worse.
Yeah.
Up to the point to where these past like maybe 3 to 6 months, like I've just had a really hard time, like believing in myself. I've even had a hard time like believing in any sort of higher power, and I have this like, I've had to fight like every day, battling like dark internal thoughts and dark internal dialogue. Because when you're in these like dark states, your psyche can want to just like attack everything around you.
Yeah.
To make you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I hate being in that state because it's completely unproductive. It's all lies. That's just your internal, like, whatever you want to call it, your dark side, whatever you want to call it. It's just bullshit. It's trying to distract you. It's trying to misguide your anger and your feelings. And so after all this time, it's like I've been really struggling with that. And then another thing is like growing up like religiously traumatized, which I feel like I was and kind of still am, I'm realizing. When you're in that really, really low place, and you like need somebody or something to turn to, and the only thing that you have known your whole life is, one specific iteration or image of quote unquote God, and like that version is not necessarily something that like feels good to you. I mean, we've talked about it many times on the show. It's like some weird stuff going on with that. It makes it difficult to not believe in, but
to connect with.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're describing.
Yeah.
And like,
so that's also been hard. Not having that to connect with.
I get that way too.
Yeah.
I think it's natural. It's like when you're suffering really hard, it's kind of hard to, see the positivity or the hope too. But like, the only thing I can say is like, this logically, just like you were telling me last night about the drum thing. We were talking about recording, and I've hit a hurdle or whatever, and it's the same thing. It's a test from the universe. It's like, is it going to be one of those things where you are beaten by it, or you rise up and overcome? But I think it's deeper than that too. I don't think the burden is necessarily on you I don't know. Like, I guess the way I could say it is it's also about surrendering, like just completely letting go and realizing like really everything that's happening to me is divinely written to happen to me for me to suffer in this moment, because on the other side is going to be something greater. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. And it's I just started reading that book again a few days ago, and that's like one of the first things that it talks about.
The Rick Rubin book?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's one of the first things it talks about, that like you just have to constantly remind yourself that like everything happens for an exact reason.
Yeah.
You're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Even the bad stuff.
Because it's a lesson. It's some sort of lesson. And
I mean, do you think it feels good to the earth when tectonic plates are shifting, crumbling into each other, and you have quakes under I mean, sometimes in nature things are just uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And that's the same with life.
And then it creates beautiful mountains.
True. Yeah.
That's a really cool analogy.
Erosion, bro. You have mountains that are being shaped by wind and water for thousands of years. It's just, it's like there's an order to things that we don't understand, and that's the thing that was hard for me that I wanted to share. The thing that was hard for me was to accept, like, sometimes it has to be bad. Sometimes it's just the way that it is.
Well, it's the nature of the universe. There cannot exist good without bad. There can't. It would just, everything would just be gray. That's the whole point of this whole, this whole thing that we're doing. It's like if you don't have bad, you can't have good. And I will say, like, specifically this past week, I have really been putting in like the work to try to break a lot of these negative thought patterns, and I've been moving in a more positive direction. And also, like, I'm trying to remember that just because the bearded guy from the Bible, like the bearded God from the Bible, did a real number on me, that's not the real.
But see, it wasn't the bearded guy; it was the suited guy.
No, of course. That's what I mean. It's the people. The people made that evil. Constantine, that guy on that coin that Alex had.
He
that
motherfucker.
A lot of it, That motherfucker started a lot of it, and he changed the shit. And so the picture that they created of that bearded guy that's not like the actual God that I believe in. Dude, I saw this Pete Holmes. He was talking about God the other day, and he said, like, God is the blanket that we put over the mystery of the universe to give it shape.
Yeah.
That.
Wait till we do the Kabbalah episode, and you'll hear how, like, even they were talking about God.
Yeah, I can't. Like, that's
God is ineffable. God is the mystery.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's this perfect, pure thing that we just can't grasp. And that's what I mean when I say surrender. Like, we just have to surrender and let go and say, okay, whatever force is that's really up there, it is good. It knows what I need. I probably had a part in picking this when I was a part of that force, in the realm between lives, your higher self or whatever, if you believe that. And whatever is happening to me is my destiny that I created with that force. And I just have to weather the storm. It's like you're sailing across the sea. You just, you're weathering the waves. Like, it's the journey.
Yeah. Another thing that I've been wondering about is, as I've come to think of God as more the collective energy of all things, I stopped using the word God because I thought, like, that word describes a singular, like, entity.
I used to think that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I stopped even using the word God entirely and just kind of thought about it as the collective consciousness or the collective universe. Like, all of us, every living thing is God, that kind of thing. But I wasn't using that God language. And I wonder if the disconnect was exacerbated by not using that term. It's because it's like when you give it something a name, you give it power. Not having a name to something, it's harder to connect with it.
Exactly.
So I wonder if, so since then I've been like reintroducing that word and trying to separate the trauma that I have from that word.
You'll notice even Hindus say the word God. Lots of cultures
Buddhists
around the world. Yeah, they say the word God. To me, God is the ineffable highest force that's above all, above the Bible, above Krishna, above Buddha, above Jesus. It's a force that no human has ever physically been face to face with because it's impossible.
Right. Yes, exactly.
And it created us. It's way far beyond our understanding. And for the last, several millennia, we've just been trying really hard
to figure it out.
Yeah. And we never will until we die and we pass on through the veil.
Yeah.
We'll never truly know. But what we do know is that it is good. We come from it. It created us. And life is this great allegory or mystery. Dude, like let me just give you one quote from the Kabbalah episode, which we're going to do next, But check this out. Here's part of the doctrine of Kabbalah. Keep in mind, Kabbalah, I'm not going to get too deep into it because we're going to do an entire episode, but Kabbalah is crazy. I used to think, like, when you first hear about esotericism, coming from a Christian perspective, you think it's all evil, right? It's like step one.
That's what they want you. Yeah,
it's step one. We talk about that all the time, and there was no exception. Like, I thought Kabbalah was an evil thing back then.
Sure.
The more I read it, I'm like, wow, this is some of the most profound stuff I've ever read. And like part of the essential doctrine of Kabbalah is the entire purpose of creation, the manifested world, is to just make an abode for the divine in the material world. Like,
wow,
the whole point of life
is
to become an abode or a vessel for the divine.
That's the collective conscious. That's all of us, little sparks of God.
But it's like becoming the illumined spark.
Yeah, like I believe that. I believe that, like, we are God giving itself bodies to experience everything.
Right.
I believe that. Like, I really do. That's crazy. So, I mean, okay, we got to save it for the episode. Yeah, we have to save it for the episode.
But yeah, that's my point too. It's like, I totally understand, man. Like, I feel that way a lot too. I just don't talk about it.
Yeah. And I don't talk about it a ton either because, I mean, it takes a long time for me to, like, reckon with my internal dialogue anyway and be able to identify it enough to be able to vocalize it. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, I might have been feeling this way a really long time, and I'm just now coming face to face with it. But I will say things are looking up. I'm feeling better, and I'm feeling hopeful. When I get in those places, the best, the counter to it is gratitude. Mm-hmm. It is gratitude. That like, anytime I get in that place, I just remember everything that I'm grateful for, what a lucky life I'm living, how happy I am to have the people around me, the things around me, how grateful I am for this show and the people that it helps and the community it brings together, So that has helped tremendously, and I already feel I'm on a better path, and I'm, I think really good things are coming.
I do too. Like, for all of us.
For all of us, absolutely.
For all of us.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of pressure, like, in my mind. If we're just speaking candid here, I mean, whatever. I always feel a lot of pressure in my mind to give the most and the best that I can to this 100% to, ensure that this is successful. Because something I just talked about recently on full disclosure, obviously you weren't there for that, but, like, one of the biggest stresses in my mind is, like, you and Alex have basically devoted your lives to helping me tell my story. All the stuff you're telling me about last night that you're so grateful you got to play a part in helping me heal. All this stuff. I talked about that recently on full disclosure. And I was like, it's just pressure because I feel like there's a lot riding on my shoulders because of, the image of the Bledsoe family, what we're going through, having this pressure to say a certain thing, to not, like, throw a wrench in our image or whatever, and, like, tread this fine, careful line of, not only being okay with my family, but also being okay with the public and this getting successful so that we can all live a life from this where this is something I've never really told Nick and Alex, but in my heart, that I feel you guys are fairly rewarded or compensated or whatever for the simple notion of devoting your lives to helping me tell my story. You see what I'm saying?
No, I definitely, yeah.
I've never said that before, have I? I mean, yeah, but that's a stress that I constantly have felt.
Well, let me offer you a counter to that. I can't speak for Alex, but I know it's this. I know it's the same for him. And I told you this last night. I chose to be involved in this project for one reason and one reason alone. And that was, you're my best friend, your family. They're all my best friends. Like, we're like family. And there was healing that needed to be that needed to happen. And that could only happen by being open and candid and telling your story to as many people as possible, to get it out there. Stop bottling it up. Just get it out there. It's always been like, is there going to be a book? Is there going to be a movie? Is there going to be a show? Who knows? Whatever. We were like, finally, let's just take it into our own hands, do a podcast. And it's been 3 years, dude, and look at us now.
Yeah.
Look at your...
It actually has been 3... We started December 3 years ago to plan it.
Look at you and your family now, and in what a better place you guys are in now. And I think the podcast had a ton to do with that.
Yeah.
And so...
It did.
So you should pop the bubble of stress in your mind because, dude, we already did it.
Yeah.
We already accomplished the mission. That doesn't mean we're done. That like we
now there's a new mission.
Yes.
And it's take all of our energy into, as opposed to, being about me healing or whatever, it's about enriching the lives of everyone listening. That's in my mind.
Yes, exactly. But the initial mission was to do we wanted to bring healing for you and your family. And we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. That was our mission. I know Alex he signed on for the same reason. We did it, dude, and we are still doing it. And we're going to keep doing it. So like everything else that comes is just icing on the cake. That shouldn't be a point of stress. That should not be a point of stress. Like you worrying about if we're going to be taken care of we devoted all of our time and energy to this, not for money. We did it for you.
I know that. I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I'm like, I just have this mind that's like, want to make sure everybody's taken care of.
We're taking care of.
Like for life.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I feel
like we get into a position to where we this
is our
we
livelihood.
Can do this.
This is
like we can do this together. I mean,
we're gonna get there.
Life feels like it's being lived when we're doing this.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's a great way to put it. We're gonna get there in no time, dude. We'll be there before we know it.
And I want to say, for the listener, this is just a candid conversation. This isn't anything that we plan to talk about. We've actually never had that specific conversation ever. That's the first time I've ever brought that specific thought up. And I want to say, like, for anybody out there listening, I'm not here on a soapbox trying to get you to like spend money or to force you to feel like you got to contribute. I mean, honestly, what we need is listenership.
Yeah, listening is the best support you could give us.
We need listeners. That's really what we need. We create merchandise. We create Patreon because the idea is, well, if we're gonna take any money from anybody, we at least want to put like passion into it and it be something that we feel has a very sturdy value. And it's like, we wear our own merch. We love it.
No donations. We want to create value.
Exactly. Yeah, we want to create value. I mean, what we need is listenership. Really, the big pie in the sky that would help us take off is just more listeners.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, we're eternally grateful for anybody who has given some sort of financial amount, but I'm not like that's all bonus. We really don't need you to do that. If you feel moved to contribute or in whatever way, thank you. That's amazing. But it's just listeners. We need more listeners. And
but I mean, yeah, it's growing. It's growing as much as it ever has, and
honestly,
we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there in no time, and we're just gonna keep helping as many people as we possibly can for as long as we can do it.
I have no clue the DMs we get, like the people that listen to this show, and just like how moved they are, and like sending us books and crystals. I mean, this isn't often. I don't think many people know we have a P.O. box.
Right.
Which we do. You can find on our website. But you just have no clue. And like what the energy behind this thing. And I think sometimes we lose sight of that.
Oh, yeah.
I think because we get in here and it's so routine.
And then we get back to our day-to-day lives and the stress and all the stuff.
Worry about bills from our other jobs.
But dude, when I get a DM or a comment or something from somebody telling me how much the show has helped them, like that's just fucking injecting me with just life force. That's like reviving me. Like nothing else matters in the world in that moment. I'm like, oh my God, like my dumbass sitting on a couch yapping into a microphone helped somebody. Like,
right.
It's unreal. It's more
well,
than...
Don't call yourself a dumbass, but...
Hey, what up, dumbass?
With that being said, though, with all that being said, I do think that I owe it to the group to mention this, that we do have a pretty sick shirt about to come out.
Yeah, we do.
A pretty sick shirt.
Look out for it.
I think it's reasonable to say this. This is a very soft announcement. This is not official.
It's very soft.
It's something we're working on, but we've had a lot of things that we've been working on in the last few months. We do have some adjustments coming to our Patreon in the new year. TBD.
Mm-hmm. So
the Green Boys have been working.
Yes. Also, I just looked. This is the last episode of 2023.
Oh, for real? And we wore the Christmas hats.
And we wore the Christmas hats.
Yeah, Jenny wanted us to wear the Christmas hats.
This will be the 27th.
This was not planned. Last night or the night before.
This is not planned at all. I just walked into the closet.
No, bro. Jenny literally, like yesterday or the day before, told me before y'all all got here, I think it was yesterday early in the day, she was like, oh my God, you guys need to think about what episode's going to come out around Christmas before the new year. You need to wear the hats. And I was like, nah. And it just happened.
Wow. That's amazing. So happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
All of y'all. This is literally 2 days after Christmas.
Yeah.
We love y'all very much, and we'll see you in 2024.
Check us out on bledsoesaidso.com. We do have the Patreon. You know, again, it's like, I know I said what we need as listeners, but at the end of the day, like, if you're the kind of person who wants to support content creators, I do think we have a pretty good Patreon.
We have super, super high value. It's literally one tier, $5, and you get so much stuff.
You get a show, you get a Discord, like I said,
for
TBD.
Now.
Yeah,
for now, yeah.
For now, we have some adjustments coming. I don't think we've recorded since doing all the new stuff. We did just drop a whole new line of merch.
Yeah.
Really, really cool stuff. And the new shirt coming. And otherwise, I think that's it for the year.
Yep. You know what it is.
3, 2, 1.
Bye, guys.
Cowboy roleplay.
See you next year, partner.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, check out our other videos.
And before you go, don't forget to subscribe. See you next week. Peace.